I hung up the phone, my heart pounding a rhythm against my ribs that was definitely not normal for a Tuesday afternoon at a gun store. My hands were shaking slightly. This wasn't some minor parking dispute anymore. This was serious, scary, capitalized trouble I needed to clear my head. I went to the back room, checked the stock, and made a pot of coffee that was mostly just caffeine and anxiety. I kept replaying the conversation. A synthesized voice? Eyes on that man? Preventing the utility? What utility? It sounded like everyone was talking in code, and I was the idiot who didn't have the decoder ring. When I went back to the main shop floor, I felt like I was wearing a big neon Target sign. I looked at the Remington Model 8 in the display case. It just sat there, inert metal and wood, oblivious to the international incident it was apparently causing. It looked harmless. It wasn't. About an hour before closing time, the door chimed again. I swear I nearly jumped out of my skin. It wasn't the suited man. It wasn't the feds or whoever we were. It was just an older lady, Mrs. Gable, again. "Oh, Jim, sorry to bother you twice in one day," she said, polite as always. "My husband asked if you still had that Model 8 rifle, the vintage one. He said he might finally be ready to part with his old collection and wanted to trade up." My stomach dropped into my shoes. "Mrs. Gable, that specific rifle is actually on hold. Pending sale. I can't touch it." A lie. A big, fat, federal paperwork violating lie. She looked disappointed but understanding. "Oh well, all right. If it falls through, let us know." I nodded, sweating through my shirt. "Will do." She left, and I was alone again with the silence, the coffee, and the phone call. The situation was escalating fast, and I was just the guy who sells ammo and bore cleaner. I decided right then that I was done being in the middle of anyone's spy game. I wasn't going to be a snitch or a mule. I was just going to wait it out. The next morning, I arrived at the store early. The sun was just barely up, painting the street in dull gray light. I unlocked the front door, disarmed the alarm, and flipped on the main lights. I walked straight to the vintage display case. The glass wasn't broken. The lock was secure. Nothing else in the store was touched. But the Remington Model 8? It was gone. There was just an empty space where a piece of history used to be. No note, no trace, just a small, perfectly cut circle of glass on the back panel of the case, surgically removed. Someone had come in overnight, bypassed my supposedly state-of-the-art alarm system without a peep, and taken one specific, untraceable rifle. My phone started ringing. It was a blocked number. I stared at the empty space where the rifle used to be, then at the buzzing phone on the counter. The game had just moved on without me. I wasn't in the middle anymore. I was just the guy left cleaning up the mess, and I let the phone go to voicemail.